Good. So as I was telling you, I just show you how you can compile or transpile React JSX code into regular vanilla JavaScript code using vite build or npm run build, which is running directly that thing. That is going to be creating this dist folder. So when you want to create this and run it with a Node on Express application, so I want you to take a look at what we have in here. So this is the application we created. So it's just like the front end. And basically what I want to do is that inside that project, I want to put that project inside my Node and Express application. So let me go and do that, and hopefully this works. So I'm going to create like a Node Express React Vite or something, and let's call this I think we are saying the apartment finder is what we're building. So let me go and do that same one. And then if I go into that one, I'm going to initialize with npm init. Actually, let me try a different approach this time. Last time we did it completely from scratch. No, actually, let's do it like again from scratch. So it will not have many things in there, but that should be fine. And then I'm going to start Visual Studio Code in there. And then I'm going to go and follow my regular Express template, which is going to be just importing Express. So I'm going to npm install --save Express. Hopefully that should install Express 5. And then remember, this is the most basic code in there. It's kind of like a shame they're still not using ES6 modules, but can do that ourselves. So let's go and do that one in here, and then let's hide Copilot chat, and we are going to create like our usual backend file with JavaScript, and then I'm just going to be importing Express from Express, and then actually before I do that, let me add my regular subspecs in here, and this is the part that could create a lot of problems because this ESLint and previous configuration that I have may generate conflicts with the ones from excuse me, created by React. Let me actually stop for the siren. Okay, so hopefully the siren you cannot hear it anymore. And if you want to see what I have in that script, in case you haven't seen it from the previous videos, it's just npm install and then all of the dependencies for ESLint, Prettier and all of that. And then I'm just copying my regular ESLint config file in here. I think I should, or I do have the JSX in here, but probably should combine it with another one. We'll see in a minute. For the moment, let's start with that. And now I can have this one. I'm going to create an app, which is going to be my Express. I like what Copilot is suggesting in there. Let's start that. We can add that one as well. Let's not do that one, but we can do the listen and then just print that is generating that. Good, perfect. And then the other one we are going to do is that we are going to create like a routes folder, and in that routes folder we are going to create the listings.javascript, and then we are going to create import express, I think, again from Express, and again another one of those things, and then we are going to create a router, and yes, so I like what it is doing in there. And then let me export default the router. Okay, so now that I have done that, I can come back in here, and then I guess I should be importing my listings router from here. And then I'm going to say here that I'm going to be adding those in there into the API folder, is where I like putting my stuff. And then, yeah, I actually liked what they were doing in there, saying like listings. let me keep it like in the same way that we did it in the previous one. So we can do that one. And then finally, I can go here into my package JSON. I'm going to say that we are going to be using modules, so the usual suspects. And then I'm going to create my start script, which I'm not even going to use NodeMon. I'm just going to say, please start node in the watch mode, which actually should do the same thing. And then I just do npm start. And that should create my backend server, okay, which doesn't have any routes according to this. But if I go to /API listings, then it shows like one, okay. So the next one that I need is that usually I will add another one in here that says, that one actually is going to be very useful. So let me put it in there. But the one I'm looking for, there we go, perfect, is that one, static. So I'm going to say on the root, I want to create a static, but the static is going to be on a specific folder, which I'm going to say, going to be, and I hope this works, front-end dist. And then my next trick is going to be, first I'm going to close this VS Code. And then I am going to move, here I have my front end, so I'm going to move that front end into my Node Express application. So, and then if you do that, that is the front end that we created before that has the dist folder. So if I do this one, then, and I start my server again, and I rerun in here, or reload in here, then now you can see we are serving React, and that React is connecting to the backend, okay? Now, finally, running out of time, but let's see if I can pull this one up. Here on your component, really quickly, let's see if I can do that very quickly here. Let me go and use something. Yeah, actually, I should explain that better. But yeah, so let me not do that yet. But in any case, I can go and just put in here console log, and then just say here, hello from React. Okay? And then if you do that in there, this one is not showing. And then if you want that to show because it's the compiled version, then you need to run, let me go into the front end, and then you run npm run belt, which is going to recompile. And if I reload that, then now it works. Now, I don't want to be doing that all the time because I would like to be able to use the development server that actually takes care of that for me. So in order for that to work, we have to pull a bunch of things. I think the first one and I want you to notice that here in the front end, we are going to have one package JSON. This one is the one for the front end. And then inside that one, we are going to create a proxy that is going to be linked to the Express server. And then we have a separate package JSON that is the one that we have for the Express server. So if we do that, then I do npm run dev, which runs the bit development server. And notice that now we have two servers. We have the 3000, and then we also have this one, which is the React server. And hopefully, yes, so hopefully I am still going to be able to have the two servers running. So this, I'm going to stop that one. That was the HTTP. So let me stop that. But then we have the backend server, which is, this one is my backend server, and this is my front-end server. And then just for the final test, I am not going to render anything, but here on my index page, I'm going to just say, I guess I could do like a fetch of /API listings. I'm not going to use the wait in here because I'm scared that it will create a problem. And then I am just going to return the JSON and then transform it. And then, beautiful. Thank you, Copilot. That should work. And then this one should send it back there. And I think I might need to add Vite proxy server. Yes. So in here, I also need to add a proxy. I wonder if Copilot, yes, that one, perfect. Everything that goes for that should go in there. Will that work? Still not working. Okay, so I have to figure this one out. So, and I'm out of time. What else should we do? Should I take? I wonder if I can get that one in here quickly. Find it. This one should work. Oh, but that's not okay. So let me come in here and then the repositories and then React Vite. Good, perfect. And then I usually go with the same format, and if I take a look in there we go. So it should be something like this one. So this is the line that we want. Hopefully it's that one because I'm out of time. Yeah, perfect. And then that's the one we want. So it's just like a Vite configuration that says anything that goes in there, you should use that, and it's fine if you're changing origin and things like that. And that's how you connect it, and then that's. And then with that, we just get started with React. I hope that helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.